So for Pisces season, your overall energy is emancipation, relieved from toxic person, leaving selfishness behind, sacrificing to find healing. Okay. First card was Hearth, time to cleanse home and heart. Stagnant energy, out with the old. Oh, interesting. And the last time is a time for self care, needing to focus on yourself, self care, taking a break, bettering yourself inside and out. You know what I'm getting even before I clarify? So I feel like you have been relieved from this person. That was like the last reading that I did. You have been or you guys, maybe some people were on a different timeline and maybe you're finally being emancipated from this toxic person, right? So I feel like with her, I feel like when it's talking about cleansing your home and your heart, I feel like it's talking about cleansing your mind and your heart from this person. Where it's like, yes, we could have finally cut the cord and severed all ties from individuals, but we still maybe are holding on to certain emotions, or certain stories for when it comes to that person. And I feel like spirit is like, now you're finally in a safe place to take care of yourself because of time for self-care. Now you're finally in a safe place because you're no longer tethered to this person, where you can finally start to process the other stuff that you're still holding on to mentally or within your heart, whether that means certain disappointments, maybe you still holding on to grief, maybe it's anger, maybe it's resentment, whatever it is, maybe it's still fear. Spirit is like, now is the time that you are finally emancipated from this person. Now is the time to finally process these emotions and just to take care of yourself during Pisces season. But we will clarify. I feel like with her, spirit is like, you have the option, right? You can choose to stay within your comfort zone and still carry the weight of what this person has done and stay stuck in your emotions and your feelings, which is only going to really keep you imprisoned. Even though this person's still not in your life, spirit doesn't want you to stay imprisoned. Like, and I feel like I said, with a lot of you guys, it's mentally that I'm speaking about, where I feel like you're still carrying some of that mental weight, the mental baggage of what that person like inflicted upon you. And for some of you guys, it may be you still talking down to yourself, maybe belittling yourself. Maybe you still have certain limiting beliefs because that person infected you with their emotional poison and was projecting upon you. And I think that's where spirit is. It's about you coming into union with yourself, especially your higher self, and it's about you finding that light within yourself and the light at the end of the tunnel. You giving yourself compassion. It's not about you beating yourself up because it's like, why did it take me so long to recognize that this person was toxic? Or why did it take me so long to finally separate myself? Or not, and not even to be mad at spirit. Like spirit, like, we don't want you to be mad at us or yourself or anybody. We want you to forgive for yourself and to move on and to give yourself that compassion. It's like, I had posted it like a by the time you're viewing this, like maybe a week ago, where it was like this quote where it's basically saying that you're not gonna do yourself any favors if you keep punishing the old version of who you were, because you're not giving this new version of yourself, you're not allowing yourself to become this new version, right? And I think that's where spirit is like, we don't want you to reproach yourself and keep yourself mentally stuck and emotionally stuck because of what that person did. No, it's time to you to overcome that. And I think part of your shadow is like absorbed a lot of, like, your shadow side absorbed a lot of like this person's negativity, and spirit is like, no, it's time to overcome that. It's time to work through your shadow to find the light at the end of the tunnel and to be compassionate with yourself. Things are shifting within you and for you, for the positive, for the good. And we don't want you to walk into this new beginning, this new timeline, um, carrying any baggage that especially is not yours to carry. I think that's where it is, where I feel like we're talking about stagnant energy and out with the old. Yeah, it's time for you to let go of what you've been holding on to. Because maybe I feel like it's still plaguing you and spirit doesn't want it to plague you. Okay, let's see. A time for self-care. You know what's happening? You guys are starting to return to yourself again. You guys are starting to return to yourself because with the Five of Pentacles, that's been your challenge. You're returning to yourself and you're returning to spirit, and you're strengthening your faith within yourself and within spirit. And that has always been your challenge for a while now. Trusting your heart and where it's leading you, trusting where spirit is leading you. Um, I feel like I'm speaking to people where you've been through a lot emotionally, especially this person put you through a lot emotionally, this toxic person that you have been emancipated from. And I think you also need to keep in mind so that you're not mad at spirit. This spirit also helped you to emancipate yourself from this individual as well. I think you're just upset that it took maybe this long of a time, and that's fair, to feel frustrated. But I feel like spirit is like, don't allow that frustration to keep you from having faith within yourself and within us, that you can overcome any challenge, that you can break free from any limiting beliefs, that you can overcome feeling rejected, that you can overcome feeling whole within yourself, that you can overcome feeling abandoned, or your abandonment wounds. I feel like you're, like I said, starting to outgrow the narrative, this victim narrative. And I feel like that's what's happening. You're overgrowing the need to be a victim, the need to feel a victim to anything or to the situation. You don't need that anymore. I think you're tapping more into, I'm a survivor. And I'm grateful that spirit, what did I say? I didn't even get to see the Six of Swords. Spirit, don't forget, because I know sometimes we can lose faith. And if you choose to believe in God or your angels or the saints or whatever you believe in, I know sometimes it is easy to lack that faith and that belief system. But don't ever forget that spirit has your back. And spirit, whether that means your higher self or your ancestors, spirit helped you to get out of that, helped you to get out of that dark hole, that chaos, that loop that you were in. And maybe you don't mentally see that right now. Maybe you don't, yeah, maybe your perception isn't that right now, but spirit helped you to usher out, spirit ushered you out of this. You had to help yourself too, but spirit helped you to get out of that. And I think that's just something that I feel like is really important for me to stress. It was you and spirit that got you out of this situation, that broke you free from this individual. And I feel like all spirit wants you to do now is to just take a moment to get back to yourself. Take care of yourself. Self-care right now is your priority in Pisces season. I was already going to do a self-care message, but now I'm curious to see what the self-care messages are. So make sure you look for that reading. But Spirit just wants you to care for yourself at this moment, and Spirit cares about you too. This is really beautiful. So I'm gonna leave it there. If this resonates, thank you for liking the video. Thank you for following, and commenting down below. If you would like to work with me, the link is in my bio. Until next time, better take care of yourself. Bye.